This video is for all artists and writers like me who struggle with feeling a bit embarrassing. Do you ever feel embarrassed just making art or writing? Or like you're doing something wrong? Or you've never seen anyone else do what you're doing and you feel really lost about it? But you still want to make stuff, right? And share your creations. Even if they're kind of weird. Or even if they're hard to understand. That's okay. It's human nature. And even if you feel hesitant to start that YouTube channel or to make that comic or to start that Tumblr blog about your very niche ship, I'm here to tell you that I know the feeling, and I hope I can encourage you by sharing my experience and letting you know that I too am cringe and we can be cringe together. I wanted to make this video because I've been feeling really embarrassed about my own videos and process and art and all of that. And I also wanted to make something less strenuous because this is going to take way less editing. So let's talk about it. I also just wanted to say that I primarily use YouTube and I don't like using Tumblr and Instagram much, so I wouldn't know anything about the other social medias. I also don't plan to make art my career, so that's a level of freedom I get since I want to be an eternal amateur. But this is just a motivational talk for you if you've been holding back posting your stuff online for a variety of reasons. The first reason is that sharing your creations with the world comes with the risk of criticism or even bullying. If we are the cringies making the weird stuff, who are the cringers who wins at our creations? Maybe they're not artists. Maybe they just pass by and have no idea what's going on, so their first impulse is to judge it. Maybe they're too young or too old for your stuff, so they don't understand. Maybe they're just not in your demographic at all. I mean, you don't cook a steak to impress a vegan. If someone sees something obviously not made for them and their first instinct is to leave a hate comment, that says more about them than it says about you. If you've ever gotten hate comments or bad criticism or general mean-spiritedness towards your creations, I'm sorry. I don't think being mediocre or worse than mediocre is a sin. You as a creator have the right to make things that are bad and amateurish because that's how we all start off and that's how we improve. How else are we going to learn? It's not as if we can start off making good stuff that has no way to be improved. Besides, sometimes criticism can be really useful for actually improving your stuff, and it doesn't mean that you're personally failing at your art or writing or whatever you're trying to do. We can all improve, even the masters. I know that having unwarranted criticism or criticism you didn't ask for is really hurtful and annoying sometimes, and I just hope that maybe if you ever get that, it'll be useful for you. Of course, while I want you to make things without feeling insecure about whether or not it's going to be bad, I do want to add in the caveat of knowing how to portray certain sorts of people or more serious topics. I know how scary it can be to be an artistic content creator and risk being problematic because you don't know how to do this or that right. But don't worry. You can practice and research and ask for help and get better. If you put in the work, you can do this. And most of the time, if you do something a bit insensitive, people tend to point it out really tactfully. On YouTube at least. Though I am currently trying to write characters with disabilities, I am going to try my best even though it scares me frankly, because I know that I can do it. I just need to put in the work. Besides, taking this risk might really pay off because I might make someone really happy with this character I'm gonna make. The second reason is that maybe you feel embarrassed because nobody is looking at the stuff you make. And I know how much that sucks. It really does suck to put in so much effort and have it come to nothing. Or at least that's what it feels like. I mean, in the end, you still made the thing, it's just that nobody was there to watch that magnum opus come to life. But I just wanted to let you know that honestly, sometimes social media algorithms just kick us all for no reason. My personal experience with this, I took a whole year to make an OC animatic to the song Touchstone Telephone, and honestly I thought we would do really well. But it only got like 30 views after like months of being uploaded. And the only comment was from one of my homies. But you know what? That's okay. Because I had so much fun making it and it made me better at making animatics, which I love making just as much as I love making YouTube videos. The modern world really leaves us to the mercy of the algorithm, And honestly, that sucks so much, especially when you put in lots and lots of work to make your art. I can tell you that for YouTube specifically, it's not just about how much work you put in the video, it's also a lot about consistency and how many videos you make. Personally, I would say that my views dip a lot after a week, so I have to make a video every 2 weeks if I don't want to stagnate. Yeah, you can say that making people on the content machines like this is really bad. But since I'm not making this into a career, I cope with this unfortunate truth that my videos expire by looking at the positive side. This really does motivate me to make more videos. Especially since the more art you make, the better you get. You know, quantity leads to quality because practice, right? So you can take that approach as well if you're gonna make stuff on platforms like YouTube specifically. At least if you're making content, you know you are going to improve at it, regardless of whether others are watching or not. So even if you're not getting a lot of views, you know that, hey, at least I'm improving, and you know also that your views will probably increase as time goes on, and it takes a lot of time to build up an audience depending on what sort of niche you're going for and how lucky you'll get. I also think that another way to stave off the loneliness that comes with creating in a vacuum is making friends like you. We have the classic Discord server, of course, but maybe your area has an art club or writing group or something. Who knows? Meeting people who like the same thing as you certainly isn't meeting people who like your stuff specifically. I mean, me and my friends are YouTubers, but I know some of them don't watch or like my stuff that much, and that's okay. We all have varied tastes, so it's unreasonable to expect people to like everything you make, even if they're your friend. There's going to be people who don't want to listen to my video essay because they're here for my Monster High OCs. But talking about the creative process together with others is still really fun and a great way to connect with new friends. The third reason you feel embarrassed about your creations is that you just might feel like you're not good enough. And I really do understand that. I know that I need to do some work on my own art, and my writing definitely, it's a struggle. I also haven't practiced how to draw muscles or lightings or collarbones or toes, but I still make videos and share my art with the world despite that. And it's not like we can't learn to draw better, it just takes some time and strategic practice. If you want to reach a certain level to make a project or share art, sure, I get that, but if you really feel like you want to share stuff, I'd say go for it. I bet it'll be fantastic practice for your way better second project. There's plenty of beginner or average artists out there right now with people that watch them and like their stuff, and you can be out there with them. Besides, maybe the people that cringe at your art don't even exist because you haven't shown anything to the world yet. I'm gonna round this video off with a ramble about my own personal experiences with cringe. You might feel hesitant to share or even make your art because your ideas or target audience might be super niche. This is actually the entire reason why I wanted to make this video in the first place. You know that Monster High video series I've been making? Well, okay, I'm really struggling to make videos that I think people will enjoy. Like, my first video did unexpectedly well, my second video did half as well, my third video did really well, and then suddenly I got very confused. You see, I get ideas, we all get ideas, we maybe get too many ideas, and then way too many weird ideas, and this leads to many things. We're stuck figuring out which one of our 2,000 ideas we should do. Feels like such a waste of time, doesn't it? And we're also hesitant to do any one of them at all at the same time. Will anyone care? Will it work out? Will the algorithm pick it up? Will people comment on it? So what happened is that I became obsessed with this one single idea. The Jiangshi ship. I briefly suggested a boyfriend idea for her. And then I became obsessed after I got some very good ideas from the commenters because I love OC ships. But I was very hesitant to try my idea because it involved a lot of dialogue and editing, and it'd be kind of embarrassing to write it on my own and put in that much effort just for the video to flop. Since it's just a character design video for a boyfriend, but I wanted to make the scene where they finally confess their love to each other. I didn't want to write it on my own too because I'd be too ashamed to show that online, and also because I'm not confident enough in my writing skills. But I decided it would be time for me to make some sacrifices. I wanted to do it, I just didn't know how. So I literally opened the Discord to ask for help to write the dialogue and develop the characters. It was so embarrassing and anxiety inducing, but so exciting too. And it worked! I made friends and we've been working on it for a while now. Here's the mock-up we made together. And I am so happy to have made friends that I can be cringe with together. So I think that hopefully this story will encourage you to also do whatever thing you want to do. Even if it's difficult or embarrassing or maybe you need help. Like, I've spent hours just editing my videos and honestly it gets embarrassing when people don't seem to notice the visuals. But I know that it's okay for me to spend this much time on editing because I really like editing and maybe making everything a bit too visually stimulating. If you want to spend time making a self-shipped comic or a fanfiction of a super niche fandom, I really think that you should do it for as long as you enjoy it. If you keep going, and if you keep making stuff, one day your stuff will be seen by someone who genuinely enjoys it for what it is. Sure, they may be too shy or tired to tell you that, but if you keep going, it will happen one day. Besides, just doing something that other people don't care about is just fine. I mean, I've seen people make such morally bad things to the point where it can damage one's health just by looking at it, but let's not talk about that too much. We're not doing that, so why not just have fun with it? No matter what, I think you should make the things that make you happy, even if no one else sees it and even if no one else cares. As long as you have passion for your craft, you will keep doing that craft, and as time goes on, you'll improve, and so will your confidence. So, I believe in you. Thank you for watching this video. It was really cathartic to make, and I appreciate you being here and listening to me. What do you feel cringe for? Do you ever feel like you're being held back because of it? Let me know in the comments. I hope that you stick around for my next videos. Have a good day!